This is one of those inevitable things in life. God knows how many times I've fallen, but not to be the bearer of bad news, but you will fall too. And sometimes you fall really hard. I know I've had my fair share of times that I've fallen very hard, and I've fallen so many times. And some of those falls hurt. A lot of them did, but obviously, I'm still here. None of the falls killed me, but they definitely did teach me something. How not to fall, how to get up, how to put myself back on my feet. And so this is one of the things that I want to bring attention to is the fact that you will fall, maybe several times, maybe just once or twice, depending on the type of person that you are. But you will fall eventually, even if everything in your life seems to be going in the right direction, even if you think that everything is good, you will have a bad day. That bad day will turn into a bad week. That bad week will turn into a bad month. And if you're not careful, that bad month can turn into several months or even a year of misfortune. I wasn't careful. And I let a couple of bad days turn into bad weeks and into bad months. As of recording this, it's January 31st, 2024. Those bad days started back in December. And ever since, I've been falling off. I haven't been doing what I've been supposed to do. I haven't been doing all these self-improvement things. I remember I missed one day of journaling. That sucked, obviously. I obviously still meditated, but it wasn't nearly as much as I did before. And I still kept on praying. Obviously, that's my duty. But for a while, I stopped reading as well. I know I have a lot of books. You can't see this right now, but I just have like 2 stacks of books. On this side is the stack that I have read, and then on this side, it's the stack that I'm yet to read or I'm reading. And then we have other study materials for the things that I'm going to do after high school. But for a little while, I didn't read because I just didn't feel like it. So in that manner, I did fall. It wasn't a big fall, but I was slacking off. But then those days where I slacked off, it turned into me eating things that I wasn't supposed to. My diet was clean, but then I started eating junk food. Obviously, this is like day one of me reclaiming my own self-improvement journey. This is, day one. Instead of just postponing it for the future and saying, oh, I'll do it one day. No, I decided that today was day one. I was tired of it, of just slipping and falling and not doing the things that I was supposed to with my whole weight loss journey and everything. I've been gaining a little bit of weight, which is not good. I don't know if you can tell through the videos or whatever, but I've been losing just a little bit of weight. I was much more heavier than I was, about 80 pounds heavier. I don't want to lose all of that. All of that progress. I have come such a long way from where I was before just for me to give it all up for what? Just a temporary taste. A little bit of fun. One late night here that I'm going to be, I don't know, doing something, going to a party, talking to a friend. It's not worth it. None of it is. At least not for me. None of it satisfied me. Over the past 2 months, I've been living this lavish lifestyle of eating what I want, going to sleep whenever I want, doing what I want, waking up whenever I want, eating out at expensive places, partying, hanging out with friends, doing whatever. Even though I had fun in the moment, I didn't enjoy any of it. And it might sound weird because you've been taught your whole life to enjoy yourself, enjoy life, go do this, have fun. But that's not my idea of fun. I felt a longing in my soul. There was something missing. I felt purposeless. I felt like I had no purpose. I entered this year, January. I was talking to one of my friends and I told him that I felt like something was missing. I felt like I had no purpose. And obviously, I had no purpose because there wasn't anything that I was working towards. Because before, with my whole self-improvement journey, it was all about goals, milestones, achieving this, doing that, all that type of stuff, just working on myself. How many books can I read in a month? Or how long will it take me to finish this book? Or what can I learn from this book? Or how much can I meditate for? How deep can I go into my own meditation? I remember what started it all was literally a challenge between me and the same friend that I was talking to a couple weeks ago, at the beginning of this year. It all started with the both of us saying, who's going to be the first one to lose 15 pounds? That's how this whole ball started rolling. It was a whole competition. But because I had nothing to work on, I was just floating, just drifting in life, without any real sense of what to do. So obviously I filled that hole in my heart and my soul. I filled it with things of this world. The parties, the late night outs, the good food. None of it satisfied me. I wasn't ever satisfied with any of these things. I never was. I don't think why I thought that I would now. Honestly, sometimes I don't even know why I think some certain things, but obviously it's a whole load of experimentation, especially in my young life. I'm 17, turning 18 in like 15 days, but I obviously still have my whole life ahead of me. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, but it's good that I'm making these mistakes now because I obviously know what I like and what I don't like now. I honestly never enjoyed all these extraneous things, is what I would call them. These extra things. Good food, expensive food, hanging out with friends, partying, late nights. Sure, I had fun in the moment, but I didn't enjoy any of it. As much as it pains me to say that I did enjoy hanging out with the group of guys that I chose to be my friends. As much as it pains me to say that, I didn't enjoy any of it. I still felt a longing in my soul. And it doesn't really pain me, it's just a harsh reality. I don't have any disquiet within my soul whenever I say that I didn't enjoy hanging out with my friends, all of those times that I did. I had fun, but I didn't enjoy it. Those are two completely different concepts between having fun and enjoying something. You can have fun, but at the end of the day, if you didn't enjoy it, you're not going to do it again. What I enjoy is sitting down and doing hard work, or going to the gym and doing hard work. Working on myself relentlessly, without any end, and with nobody else to bother me. That's what I like. I remember in the summer when I started this whole thing, Dear Me, 1 year from now, all that type of stuff. Crazy to think it's been 6 months already. July 28th, I think is when I started this. I don't know. But that was the point where I felt so fulfilled. I felt like I was going in the right direction, finally, after 5 months of hell during school. And it was truly and utterly hell on earth. I don't want to go into specific details, but it was terrible. It was the most grueling experience I have ever felt. And I do not wish it upon anyone else. But I went through not even just 5 months. It was the whole school year. It was the whole 9 months of just, and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. Like, can you imagine you're in a sauna and it's hot and you can't breathe and there's no way of getting out. The door unlocks in a certain amount of time, but let's say 20 minutes. The door unlocks in 20 minutes, and you come in, and it's scorching. It's hot in there. It's humid. You can't breathe or anything else. 1 minute passes, the room gets hotter and hotter and hotter. 2 minutes passes, 10 more degrees above. 5 minutes pass, it's 150 degrees in there. Once you get to 10, you feel like you're boiling, you're sizzling, but there's still 10 more minutes left to go. And then there's 15. You practically pass out. And then as soon as 20 minutes hit, you don't even know if you're dead or alive. You get out. That's the way that school felt for me. Being a little bit dramatic, but at the same time, it's the most accurate analogy, the most accurate representation of what I can think that school was for me last year. And it was all based on social situations. It wasn't because of the work. The work was fine. Obviously, I got bored of it, and sometimes it got a little bit hectic, but that was maybe 5% of it all. It was all based on social situations. But that's how it felt. And then once the summer came, once I was free of all of this, I decided, okay, I'm going to take this time and I'm going to work on myself. Finally. Because even during school, during the spring, what was it, March, April, May, I decided to work on myself. But it was just small baby steps just to get the ball rolling. And then once June came along and I had a challenge, I overcame it. I lost those 15 pounds and now I'm here 80 pounds later. But it was that time alone that I took for myself. It was about 3 weeks of just no contact with anybody else. And it was just me and myself. I felt wonderful. And I'm not going to hold back. I felt wonderful when I was alone. It felt I was the most happiest that I could ever be. When I'm with other people, sure, I might have fun, but I don't enjoy it. I enjoy being alone. I enjoy working alone, even if sometimes it does get lonely, right? Because there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Sometimes it does get lonely. Sometimes I do feel a bit sad because, there's nobody by my side. But that's what I enjoy. I enjoy that feeling of being alone. Not being lonely, but being alone. And those 3 weeks were about the best 3 weeks that I ever had. And in that time, I achieved so much. I found out so much about myself. I read interesting books. I journaled and found out through deep introspection what type of person I am. And I'm still finding out what type of person I am, but during those 3 weeks, I found out a lot about myself. And I did a lot of progress. I was the happiest that I could ever be because I wasn't surrounded by anyone. It was just me against the world. Obviously, me and God, because God was with me every single step of the way. But it was me against the world. And I enjoy that feeling of just, it's just me and my own goals. The only person I have to prove myself against, or prove myself to, is against myself. Because I'm working for these goals for me and not anyone else. I have already limited all of the inputs. Because at the time, I also deleted social media. I can't even. I downloaded social media about a month ago, and I just deleted it like yesterday. I don't know what I was doing. But before in the summer, I limited all of my inputs. It was just myself, not even my friends. I deleted all my social media, and some of my friends even thought that I unfriended them. That's how dark I went. I didn't talk to them for a long time, and I felt good. I felt like I was finally heading in the right direction. Finally restarting my life and just getting rid of everything that just happened. All the social crap that just happened in those months of school back in 2023. I finally threw everything away and I was like, okay, I can finally just put this behind me and make a new life for myself. And then I went back and talked to them. I'm not saying that they were bad friends, but they weren't in the same path that I was. Some of them are not my friends anymore now. One of them, the only one who remains, is the only one I would really consider a true friend out of the whole bunch. I'm sorry if any of you guys are seeing this, but this is my honest and brutal opinion. You probably know who I'm talking about if you're seeing this, but if you don't, well, there you go. But this is my honest and brutal opinion about all of this. I've never seen myself as some person who is in a big group of people. I don't like the attention. I never did. I don't know why I decided to bring upon myself such a humongous group where, well, all the attention is on me because obviously I was the one who was coordinating hangouts and all that type of stuff. I was always asking people, hey, can you hang out? Are you free? All this type of stuff. I never liked any of that. I never wanted to do any of that, but I was always put in the position because I guess I'm a natural born leader. At least that's what my dad says. I believe him. Obviously, I've always led people my whole life. Even whenever I'm not in a position of leadership, I always seem to lead other people. I don't mind it, honestly. But the thing is, I would want people with my own mindset or somebody who's on the same path as me to lead. I would want to lead them, and I would go the extra mile to lead them if they were in the same path as me. And so it's going back to that whole limiting inputs thing. This whole concept of limiting inputs. If you don't know what it is, it's where you cut out everything that doesn't belong to you. You can start limiting your inputs by deleting Instagram, Snapchat, all the social medias. You can start to limit your inputs because in there, what do you see? You see people post on their stories and you see people post on their pages things about what they do, where they've gone, who they're talking to, what they're eating or drinking or smoking or doing. And then you see that and it's like a shiny object syndrome. You want some of that, obviously. Right? We're never going to get rid of desire completely. We're always going to desire things, whether they be good or bad. But one of the things that you can do to limit those desires is to cut off those fountains of desire, at least for me. Because I know myself best. If you have the self-control to be in these places and to limit your own desires, if you have that self-control, congratulations. I don't. I'm just being honest there. And so I'd rather not have those desires boil up within me and figure my own things instead of constantly using my willpower to stifle my own desires when I could be using that willpower for something else, like intermittent fasting or meditation or journaling or something else. Because at the end of the day, my willpower would be depleted by just being on these social media things for 5 minutes, watching the shorts and everything else. Now I would have these random desires of, oh, I want to do this, oh, I want to do that. It's like, no, you're just adding more things upon all your purpose layers. You should be peeling back those purpose layers and trying to see what your core purpose is, the true purpose on why God put you on this earth. So it's that limiting inputs thing, which I'm doing again. And it ties into a little bit of a monk mode as well, where you just focus on one single thing. And the thing that I'm focusing on right now is my own self-improvement. That is my monk mode task, where for the next 100 days I'm focusing on my own self-improvement journey. Because before, with the guys and everything, I had that little self-improvement group. Ever since I went into that self-improvement group, I kept on regressing on my own. Because they were complete beginners in the whole thing. And obviously I taught them what I know, but I finally fulfilled my purpose of teaching them what I know and guiding them through the steps and everything else. I left a good impression on them, but my time was done. Now I have to focus on myself, because if I don't focus on myself, I'm going to go back to where I was, square one, and it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be something that I enjoy. I don't want to go back to where I was before, because I was a degenerate before all of this whole self-improvement thing, this whole reading about things that are actually useful to me. I never read before a day in my life. I hated reading. And then I just picked up a book and I just enjoyed it. Because I felt like I was working towards something. And now it's that same thing where now I feel like I'm working towards something again. I'm finally alone by myself. Me against the world again. Sure, now I have, I guess, support or whatever, right? But I never needed any of it. I never needed any of these extraneous things. I hope I'm saying, I don't know if I'm using extraneous right. I learned that in algebra last year, extraneous solutions. Extra things. I'm going to say extra things. I never needed any of these extra things. I'm just going to be honest with you. I never needed all of this lavish lifestyle that I had. I never needed any friends. I don't need any of friends. At least not for now. What are they going to do for me? Right, at least the bulk of the friends that I have. They're not doing anything for me. They're there and they're going on their own journey. And I respect that and I love them for that. But I need to go on my own journey. This is somewhere where I need to go alone. I need to be working in my own mind. With the journaling and the meditation and the prayer and the reading, it's my own mental factory at the end of the day, and I have to take care of it. Because I was locked in my own factory. I locked myself in my own factory, working and tinkering on things and building a bunch of gizmos that I now use. But then I saw something interesting outside of the factory, because obviously a factory is going to have windows. My eyes are the windows. And I saw something outside and I thought it was interesting, so I stepped outside. But now it's time to go back in. Because the outside is not somewhere where I want to be right now. It's rainy, it's stormy, it's muddy. There's people out there that are dangerous, that don't have your best intention. They don't have the best intentions. They don't have your best interests. And so I'm locking myself in my factory again so that I can tinker on my own machines more, because I was never done. I never will be. and honestly might be locked inside of my own factory for a long time. And it does feel weird being back inside of the factory again, my own mental factory. It does feel weird because obviously I was outside for a long period of time, and coming back home, it's a bit of a strange place because I haven't seen it in a long time. But obviously I will get adjusted, and I will make this place my home again, like how I did before. So you will fall, but it's all about how quickly you can get up. Obviously, saw something interesting. I found a few things. Obviously, I'm going to take what I found interesting. I'm going to take what's good, leave out the rest, and I'm going to start working on my own machines again. I saw something interesting. I went outside, made a few mistakes, but now I'm here again. Alone again. By myself. Doing my own thing. Like how I always used to do. Like how I always felt right doing. Disappearing and coming back successful. Putting in that hard work when nobody else is seeing. That's the stuff that I enjoy, not doing it for the recognition or doing it for risking it for the biscuit. I don't know. Quite literally. For the good food or the expensive this or whatever, it's not fulfilling at the end of the day. And if anything, if you're gonna take this from anyone, take it from me. I know you don't know who I am. I'm just some random YouTuber who has like I don't know. I sound like 500 subscribers. I don't know, but when you see something interesting and you want to go take a look, peek through the window or peek through the blinds. Because at the end of the day, it's not worth it and you don't need it. It's just shiny object syndrome. You don't need it. And if you go pursue it, you're going to fall. So, you don't need any of this. You don't need it. All you need is to be working on yourself. To be in your own mental factory. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Because you will be with yourself until the day that you die. That's it.